You're listening to Beauty, Strength, and Dominance, the official podcast of Lingerie Fighting Championships. And now, here's your host, Michael Larkin.
Hello, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back to another edition of Beauty, Strength, and Dominance, the official LFC Lingerie Fighting Championships podcast. My name is Mike Larkin, and joining me today, you can check her out as a participant in LFC's Queen of the Cage contest, the one, the only, Miss Little Gothbat herself. It's a pleasure to have you on the show.
Thank you so much for having me. I really appreciate it.
You are very welcome. First and foremost, there are such a lot, and dare I say, amazing and awesome women that are involved in this Queen of the Cage. Now, the first round, you have Layla James, who we've seen wrestle on the independent scene here in the States, in New York, and the Northeast, and everything in between. Talk about the fact that you're in the first round. We got these votes coming. How honored are you to be involved in this Queen of the Cage tournament?
I am massively honored because if you think about how many girls have actually been selected, considering how many people probably signed up for this, I feel very, very honored to have been chosen for this. So yeah, and again, to go against Layla, I mean, she is incredible. So yeah, very, very honored. Same as the rest of the girls. So it's an amazing lineup. So very, very honored to be part of this whole thing, I guess. So yeah.
Well, one of the best things that I always love to say when it comes to LFC Lingerie Fighting Championships, I think what you need in anything in life, because if you really look at how life in itself is, it's an art form in itself. We're all applying our craft and painting our canvases, so to speak. So I think the diversity, the uniqueness, and everything that goes into it really does work. I mean, we're in a day and age where body positivity is all the key, and we have so many women of all different shapes and sizes. It definitely encompasses the message.
Yeah. I think it's really important because LFC, again, they are just varying, like you said, the whole body positivity. And I think it's so important because there's still so much stigma as well against people, which is unnecessary. So it's great to see that the LFC just supports everyone. And I think it's so nice to be part of that for sure.
Of course. I mean, I've always looked at it like this. Like, I remember as a kid, and shout out to all the moms out the world. My mom is the absolute best. I remember helping her out as a kid, going into 7-Eleven, and I would always not only just help her with groceries, but the magazine section was always right smack dab right there as soon as you go into the stores, right? And I'll use this as an example to see like how times have changed in body positivity. You see the bodybuilding magazines, you see like a cover of Flex, you see so many different bodybuilding issues, right? And you see so many amazing men and women doing their thing from the overall fitness side of things, and everything that it was from the 90s to the 2000s. Like, there was always that stigma of a woman being muscular and showcasing her stuff that was always equated as being mannish. But nowadays, this day and age, it's like body worship and everything. We really get to see how the time changed.
I feel like there is still that stigma, but I feel like it's much less than what it used to be. I remember like in the 2000s, people were trying to get, that small bony waist and like no butt. Now everybody wants to be muscle mummy, So it's definitely changed massively. And you see it, the change in the gyms as well. Because I remember like even 10 years ago, well, it's actually longer than that, when I first started training and did my first show and stuff, my gym was not full of women who want to get muscly. I used to always get, oh no, I don't want to lift weights. I don't want to get big and muscly. It's like, darling, you ain't going to look like Arnie in the next 2 weeks, And I think now it's so great to see because women have chosen the path. They're like, yeah, let's get those muscles. And you see it, if that's high rocks, if that's any sport involved in this stuff, women are just going for it. And it's so, so great to see, and the body positivity that comes with that for our younger generations as well is great. So I think it's just amazing to see the girls are all hitting the gym hard now. So yeah.
I've always said this, and first of all, you actually made a great point that made me laugh there. I think a lot of people always have that mindset of like, oh, I'm going to look like the next Arnold or the next Mr. Olympia or whatever it may be. Like, I wish too, but there's discipline.
Yeah, right.
Yes, and there's discipline in everything that goes into it. And I think a lot of people not only don't realize that, but it's like there's also elegance that goes into us from the competitions. Like, there's a lot of work that goes into the bodybuilding realm.
Yeah. And this is the thing, I think, like, people underestimate. Like, I think they step in the gym and then you go and lift. It takes years to become like, say, Dana Lynn Bailey or someone like that. You know, it doesn't happen overnight. I wish it did. You know, and then people, I think there's just a stigma, but like I said, I think it's dropped a lot because you just see women in the gym all the time now, and they are wanting to be the muscle mummy, or at least being lean, you know, and not afraid of putting on muscle anymore. So
I think we also could give a thanks to for those wrestling fans out there. You look at the day and age of China and Beth Phoenix. Like, China was the exactly, God rest her soul. Like, that's my thing. Like, you look at China at the time, and I think if you look at from the WWF in the mid 90s, like Triple H's bodyguard, you never saw a woman bodyguard ever in professional wrestling. So she broke the mold in that front.
Yeah, she's my favorite. China, bless her. She is definitely my top wrestler. A big fan of hers. And I remember when I was little, it was her and Xena the Warrior Princess that I used to always see, and I want to be like that. So here we are.
Now you're touching into my pop culture nerdiness here, man. Lucy Lawless, Xena the Warrior Princess. First of all, amazing show, number one. But number two, like, she was fantastic. Like, Lucy Lawless was like everybody's, like how Wonder Woman was back in the 80s. She was like the 90s.
Exactly. Yeah. No, I remember I used to watch Xena, and I used to be little, like when I was little, and I used to be like, I want to be like this. And it was actually not so long ago, I turned around to my mum and I said, Mum, do you remember when I watched Xena? She goes, well, my darling, it looks like you've turned into her now, haven't you? I was like, thank you, Mum. I was like, I love you. So, yeah.
Well, your mother has a good eye, and that's the ultimate compliment right there. Yes. I always say this, man. It's one of those things, too. I even look from the L side of what LFC is with lingerie. I think sexiness comes in so many different layers and levels, from the confidence, from the internal and external beauty, the style, and the aesthetic. And I have to ask you, Miss Little Gothbat, because you definitely showcase your positively proactiveness in the gym, your overall discipline with your body, mind, body, and soul, if you will. So I got to ask you, from the style and aesthetic point, if you do wind up becoming into the LFC, getting that opportunity, winning that cash prize, can you give us a little sample of what some of your favorite lingeries that you would dive into? Because there's so many different ways to go with it and be creative.
Oh, it's obviously going to be black. It's going to be loads of studs, leather, anything like that dark kind of, you know, like China's outfits were. I would say, like, my favorite outfit was that kind of like shiny piece she used to wear with the straps and stuff. So it would be very, very much like that, you know, loads of black, loads of leather, like that kind of material. Obviously not real leather, but just that kind of gothy kind of look. So yeah, it'll definitely be something like that.
I got to say, if you really want to go full China tribute, all you need now is the cannon with the firework coming out every time she would make her entrance. Like, that right there is the staple of China. And I think a lot of people don't even realize, like, how impactful, like, an entrance theme that is. Like, don't treat me like a man, treat me for just who I am.
I love that song. It's always on my stories. I think you've seen it. I think, yeah.
Yes.
Yes.
Well, you have to understand, like, what pops me about her is not just the fact that D-Generation X, and mind you, she's in the Hall of Fame as a part that.
Yeah.
I will still protest to this day. WWE has to put her in solo. It's such a crime that she's not in there solo.
Yes, I think so too. She was just something else, and I think she is led so many women and like to what they are now in the wrestling generation, because everybody looks up to her, right? She kind of started this whole thing of muscle mummy look, in my opinion. She just stood out, you know? So yeah, she definitely deserves a place, that's for sure.
Now, I got to ask you, because I don't know if you remember this, but WWF in 2000, she actually put out her own fitness video that was on VHS. Do you remember her?
No, I've never seen it, no.
I think it's out there somewhere. If it's on YouTube,
we need to find this.
So it was like the new thing at the time, because WWF for their home video at the time was known for like the documentaries and like the best matches. But this was the first time they had China come out doing like a workout routine. And if I can find it, I'll send it to you.
Yeah, that'd be amazing. Yeah, I might have to try it out.
But that's the thing too. You become so mainstream and really into the eye in the forefront. Like, that stuff really works, and that definitely worked for her and everything. And for you, we talk about this muscle mommy type vibes. I got to tell you something. For those who've not seen the imagery of this one over here, you definitely rock it. You look absolutely wonderful. Let's talk about this. You're very welcome. I truly mean that, because I look at a woman who, like, all women are work of arts, and your body and everything. Like, you definitely live up to the muscle mommy name. But I got to tell you, seeing your workout videos and the progress and everything you put into your discipline, it's great to see.
Thank you so much. Yeah, it's been a long. Obviously, I started when nearly 12 years or longer ago now. I've always done sports, so if that was running, I've done horse riding most of my life, stuff like that. But the gym is kind of what saved me, and I've never looked back. Like, I couldn't live without the gym now. So yeah, it's one of them things. I think you just come into that routine. It becomes part of your life. Now you can't live without it. So that's for sure. So
you're kind of like a Jill of all trades, horse riding, gym, like everything. Like, that's awesome.
Yeah.
But that's the thing too. I think what a lot of people that I always do love about people like yourself when it comes to gym and staying positively proactive. And you mentioned the Gen Zers. It's like how we've seen so many different day and ages where it's like you're keeping kids off the streets with drugs and everything to showcase the mindset and discipline. I think not only does it help Gen Zers, but instead of just constantly staying on social media all day, they have to do something to really get their minds off of the stuff that we see on social media.
Yeah, and I think even wrestling has massively helped with that. I've noticed in the last few years, the pro wrestling schools, in the UK, there is more and more now. And I feel because the younger generation is seeing this, not just the younger guys. I go to a pro wrestling school, and there's guys who are 40. They're like, yeah, why not? I've seen it on TV. I want to go. And it's so great, So I think it's even wrestling that's keeping people off the street, the younger kids, because they want to be cool, they've seen John Cena, stuff like that, and they're just I want to be like that. So if it's the gym, if it's wrestling or anything, I think it's been a really positive impact on kids and just people in general.
First of all, beautifully and eloquently said. And to add on to your point, I have to put this into the forefront. First of all, John Cena hit up my heartstrings. The fact that man is now officially retired from the ring after 24 years. Right? I know. Oh, it's like your childhood is ripped from you, but it's
I do love a bit of Cody Rhodes, though. I have to say, I love Cody.
I will say that right now. Whoa, I'll do it with you, Cody Rhodes style. And I know he's been getting some hate right now, but I'm like, y'all, this is what John Cena was in 2000. You boo him, you cheer him. This is what Cody Rhodes is living up to.
Yes, exactly.
Oh, yeah. But yeah, I will say this. I am right there with you on the Cody Rhodes train of the American Nightmare. But also, to quit your muscle mommy comparison, like you mentioned with China, can you also kind of say that now with Rhea Ripley? Because Rhea Ripley's kind of take over that mold very well.
He is looking good, right? I actually said this to my girlfriend this morning because I saw a picture. I was like, look at her. And I was like, she's just improving so much. She's looking really, really amazing. Yeah.
But that one sticks out too, because I think when you look at someone like Rhea, I mean, if you looked at her trajectory, she starts out as this blonde-haired girl doing her thing on NXT UK, and then she gets swole, and then she just really put the time in, and the results really show.
She looks like I said, the picture I saw this morning, she's changed so much, and she looks incredible. Hat off to her, honestly. She's really cool. She's doing amazing. So.
And I got to say this about you. Speaking of amazing, this one over here is doing amazing things as well. Let's get into the Dom side of this, and we'll touch upon more wrestling as well. I got to tell you, the Courtney Inc. stuff and everything there, the images, the photos, the dungeons, the submissive vibes, and everything that you do. and domination and everything. It's kind of like, to put in the bluntest of terms, look at Eurotrip when you had the safe word of the Flugenhagen, if you want to look at the comedy realm and something that we see in pop culture. You definitely encompass a lot of great things that go into it. I think you've definitely mastered the craft. And honestly, from the stuff that I've seen in the video and the content, it's awesome, man. It really is.
Thank you so much. Thank you. It's been hard work, you know, like obviously everybody finds their niche. I'm very lucky that I have found mine and I love my work. I'm very passionate about my work, not just the wrestling, but also the dom, especially the dom world. It's just, yeah, I'm very, very lucky to have that and be able to work my dream job, you know, because some people never do that. So I've been very, very fortunate to do that.
I will say this, isn't it crazy? And I think with what makes people unique as a whole is their different preferences and how they expand their horizons and really open up their minds. I think, is it crazy to see how popular the categories of dominatrix and the dom style is? Because it's really uplifted over the years, and people,
oh, massively.
It's great to see them really expanding their horizons.
And I think, you know, no dom is the same. Everybody has their own niche they really love to carry out. Obviously, like, people think, oh, dominatrix, we just tie someone up and you get beaten up. That's so not the case. Do you know what I mean? There's so much stuff that people don't understand. So yeah, I feel like it's just I love my job, like I said. So yeah.
It's one of those things too, where as a 15-year-old kid in 2007, so here in the States, MTV, I'm sure a lot of you have seen it, True Life, which was a very popular MTV show at the time. They actually did an episode called True Life, I'm a Dominatrix, and it's the doms showcasing who would come to see them for their clientele and everything. And it's a very interesting documentary just to see the lifestyle and what a lot of people are really into.
Yeah. And this is the thing, I think, like, it's so, like, because it is so varied and it's so, like, there is so many things that people are into and no one's into the same thing, you know? And there's so many different kinks or anything everybody has. So no day is the same in our jobs either, you know? It's just great. And I think now, same as kind of, like I said before, with the wrestling and the sport, like the gym life, everything is like been heightened, even though they're trying to pull a lot of restrictions on us workers. People, the communities, everybody's sticking together and we're just making everything happen. And I feel like the community is just really, really great to be involved with. So I feel, again, very lucky to be part of all this. And I'm just super grateful. I get to also be part of the LFC, you know, my dom job, everything that comes with it. It's very empowering.
You are definitely one of the good ones in this forum. I will say that wholeheartedly. And I mean, you're very welcome. And the best part about it too, is I've always looked at this. I have always been someone, and I always use the mindset, much like this podcast, of beauty, strength, and dominance. My overall thing from my teenage years to where I am now, I just turned 34 on April 13th. Mm-hmm. So it's one of those things where I've always looked at it like this. Sex work or any type of kinks and vibes is a job. It's a work. It's your entity. It's your brand. And I've always looked at this. I mean, anything in life, sex appeal and everything. Sex sells, number one, but also number two, there's different lifestyles. There's different things of like swinging and everything. I mean, I look at it from a stance like this. People will always be like pegging. Pegging has become a very top kink, or foot worship, or everything. There's
muscle worship, everything like that. It's one of the biggest things. Do you know what I mean? Yeah.
That's why I've always looked at it like it's so crazy, like, to see what people are into, but also number two, it's very rewarding because it's the sense of freedom, to quote George Michael back in 1990, that freedom, if you will, of just expressing yourself. And we need more of that in 2026.
100%. And I feel like people are still so worried about expressing themselves, which they shouldn't be. And again, that comes to, you know, like, even my style, like how I express myself might be different to how you would express yourself. And I think the positivity in all this is so important. And that also comes to our clients, the people we work with. Everybody's different. And you will not believe how grateful it is to meet these amazing people. I'm not just talking about the other doms or other workers or whatever. I am talking about the clients, because honestly, it's so nice that people have that freedom now. they are not, yeah, of course, some people are still worried to come to us or whatever because they're ashamed of their kinks. But the importance of all this is you should never kink shame. If you're not harming anyone and it's all consensual, don't worry about it. Do you know what I mean? Like, don't stress. You're not harming anyone and it's consensual. So kink shaming in my world doesn't exist. You come to me for a reason. I see myself as, like, of course, if it was harmful or anything like that, it's a no-go. But, you know, if you want to worship my muscles, come on, like, you're not doing any harm, you know, that's fine. If you want pegging, that's fine. It's all good. And I think it's so great that people are more open about it now and not so scared. So I think our jobs are very empowering, but we can only do our jobs because of humans who decide that they are not worried to show anymore, you know, like that they're not worried about coming to us. So it's really, really grateful.
I think as the Spice, I'll make a UK reference. As the Spice Girls once sang, you have to spice up your life, number one. But
exactly.
But number two as well, I equate this to you, and I'm going to give you the utmost compliment here. Think of it like Madonna in the 90s. Express yourself, don't repress yourself. The Human Nature video where she's dressed like the Dom, she's got the that's what it's like. Think of like how Madonna equated that to pop culture, mainstream, to what you guys do.
Yeah, exactly. And if you actually see, you know, like people used to, and I've realized recently, like pop stars are wearing latex, but it used to only be associated to us DOMs or sex workers or anything like this. But it's all coming into the mainstream community now. Do you know what I mean? So our styles, everybody watched 50 Shades of Grey. Mm-hmm. Suddenly we're all cool, you know, it's kind of one of them. But I think we just have to be grateful what we have. And as long as I can be who I am and express myself how I want to be, I'm super happy. So, yeah.
And also, I will say this to add on to your point with who you are as an overall human being. I got to tell you, they say it's all in a name, but I do love the name Little Gothbat, number one.
Not so little. It's a little bit of a lie, though, isn't it?
Well, I'm going to say this right now, first and foremost. I definitely love the name, number one, but number two, you live up to it, because I got to tell you something. As a young man, and I always love this about high school and everything, there's so many different cliques. I got to tell you, a lot of my friends in high school, so I'm a little bit biased to it. A lot of them were in the goth lifestyle. So I got to tell you, it's a little bit of a bias for me because, and I'll say this right now, and I love the confidence in each and everybody because we're all different, like we mentioned. Yeah. But I think when it comes to the goth lifestyle, it's like, all right, I'm not going to be afraid to paint my fingernails. I listen to this kind of music. This is what I'm into. Exactly. It's an image. It's an image, and you guys are authentic with who you are.
Yeah. And this is the thing, I think, obviously the name, Little, there's nothing little about me. Do you know what I mean? I'm not going to lie. I've had people message me and they're like, why is your name Little Gothbat? I'm like, they're like, you're 5'10", which is like 178. And I'm like, well, I don't know. You know, I'm not little, you know, it's fine. Don't worry about it. And they're like, are you lying about your height? I'm like, no, you'll see me. When I put my boots on, I'm like 6'5". So I'm not lying about my height, you know? So yeah, but it's, I feel like it's my thing now, you know, I could never change it. So
I got to tell you, if I could put an image out there for everybody that represents this absolutely amazing human being right there, I'm going to put it to you like this. When you look at music videos and everything that we've encompassed and really visualized as young men and women in adulthood, it's kind of like something like out of Marilyn Manson video. You're kind of, think of it like My Chemical Romance when you had Helena, where the girl just rocks out there. What's the worst that I could say? Things are better if I stay, so long, good night. Like stuff like that. It resonates with people and that lifestyle right there, man.
Exactly. You've just brought it to my heart. Good old Manson. I actually saw him a few months ago. Amazing.
You son of a gun. It was that great, right? He still got it. Like the dude.
You know what? He has really cleaned his act up, hasn't he? Because he went through that stage where he was a bit rough. I think, yeah, he just had a bit of a hard time. But yeah, when I went to see him, he was insane. Like, it was like reliving my teenage years, you know, of, yeah, the ultimate crush on good old Manson. So, and Tainted Love video.
I got to tell you something. I could definitely see you just with who you are, and again, your overall visual and beauty here. You would definitely be one of those girls in that hot tub while he's singing. Sometimes I feel I got
yes,
to.
you know.
I get it. Like I remember that as a kid because I'll be honest with you, I listened to so much different music. There's so my eclectic taste. Like I remember Soft Cell, Tainted Love, the original, great song, but as a millennial growing up in the 90s and 2000s, like who didn't know Marilyn Manson and Tainted Love?
Everybody knew him. And I think if he ever listens to this, Manson, I'm blaming you for what I am now.
And I think a lot of people don't realize the influence that he had in wrestling because WWE used a lot of his songs, like The Beautiful People was the theme song for SmackDown for a little bit. Disposable Teens were Disposable Teens.
Yeah, exactly. That was all used. And also, like, he had such a big impact. I remember, like, in the goth scene, you know, I feel like it's kind of dying down. I don't know about in the States, but we used to have, like, in the UK, we used to, like, when I was in school, all the emo kids, all the goths, you know, goths, trogs, or whatever you want to all call them, you know, it's kind of not happening anymore. And I'm like, come on, you know, so I was still kind of the last of it. But yeah, Manson had a massive impact on my life, like on the goth who I am now. So yeah. I
have always been of the opinion, and I say this about him because people always look at the visual. Like a lot of people don't realize like how smart that dude is. Like the dude is so eloquent. Yeah, exactly. And it's like, I remember, and I've always said this, one of the worst parts about it, because we've had, in the States, we had Columbine in 99. You can't blame his music for that because those poor kids, like, were bullied, which I don't condone at all. I thought that was horrible what they did. But I'm like, you can't go directly to the music. There had to be something going on with them psychologically in the family. You can't just go straight to Maryland. Like, I thought that was unfair.
Yeah, because we all listened to this and we didn't do all that.
No.
Exactly. So I had no thought about doing that. All I thought was I want to dress like him. Where can I get his boots from? I never thought about anything like that. And he's a very intelligent man, you know? So yeah, I definitely don't, I never would blame his music on anything that happened, you know? So.
Agreed. And I mean, I'll say this right now, probably one of my favorite music videos. I think you might remember this as well, Miss Little Gothbat. It reminds me of when Eminem had him in the Way I Am music video, that brief, say no more.
It was brilliant. Yeah. Him in every music video. I'm sorry. I'm very biased to Manson. So
don't even worry about it. That was my stuff. I think one of the songs that I loved of his that they used for WWE and ECW, This Is the New Shit, was the theme song of that.
Oh, yeah. Brilliant song.
But no, I'm right there with you. I think there's so many different layers of art in so many ways, including music, including what you do, and so many amazing people do. It's great to see. And we need to have more of the goths out there. We can't be the last of the dying breed here.
No, we can't be. We need more. We need them all back.
Oh my goodness gracious. And I will say this, first of all, the bat part, I got to add to the bat part is because if there's anything that really intrigues a lot of people, the bat, the vampire, the goth style, it kind of reminds me of when I was in junior high in 2005, when Avenged Sevenfold came out with Bat Country and how big that was. So you already know.
Like, yes, I already know. Good old, yeah.
Like it's so, and then they came out with like Nightmare years later. Now your nightmares comes to life. Yeah. Like, come on, man.
You know what? They don't make music like this anymore. I remember we used to sit in art and we used to all play our albums. You know, you had Avenged Sevenfold and Disturbed and Korn. Like, obviously, they all still exist, but it's kind of like not how it was back then, you know? It's, yeah, I feel old now.
Don't even worry about it. Don't even worry about it. I'm right there with you. We'll feel old together. I got you.
Yeah, that's good. Yeah.
But no, I was the same guy. Like, I'll be honest, my playlist varies. Like, 1 minute I can listen to something from like the 50s, and then the next minute here's Korn with Falling Away From Me.
Yes,
and, like, Freak on a Leash and all that. Like,
yeah.
And I think a lot of people don't realize, like, a lot of people have cried from that song, can relate to Falling Away From Me, because poor Jonathan Davis, with the abuse he dealt with as a child, you felt it from that song and that music video.
Exactly. Yeah. No, there is so much great music. Like again, I think music plays a massive part in our performance as well and how you grew up, because I feel like the more you are into music, the more arty you are. Like, in my opinion, I can't speak for everyone, but I feel like music played a massive part in my life and always has. Like, when I'm training, if that's when I'm working, if that's I'm in a session, if I'm wrestling, if I'm training MMA or anything like that, I always have music on. If that's from heavy to techno to anything, and music is just massively important in the whole, well, it's part of me. Like I said, if I'm sessioning, if I'm working out, anything like that, I always have to have music on.
I look at it like this. First and foremost, I like your style, number one, but also number two, to add to that very point, look at it like this. Breaking Benjamin, the great Breaking Benjamin band, can get us in a lot of trouble because my polyamorous friend got us into massive trouble again. Right there. Song is fantastic, but the words are so pivotal, baby.
Yeah.
And I will say this, to add to your other point about wrestling earlier, you did mention the influx of professional wrestling schools and all these gentlemen getting into there, and women. How important is that? Finding the right wrestling school to train at, to even get to. That is so important that people don't even realize.
Yeah, because obviously with wrestling, everybody is kind of watching pro wrestling. And I remember when I first started watching it, I mean, I was young. And I used to think, oh, that'd be so cool to do. And when I actually started pro wrestling, I literally thought, holy shit, this is so hard. You know, you think you can pick up someone and suplex them? No, you can't. You could really hurt someone if you do certain things like these guys are. And, you know, people say, oh, yeah, this pro wrestling is fake. These guys, to be at the level these top guys are, that is insane. Like the fitness, the amount of training that goes into performing the way they do is unreal. And people need to stop underestimating that, because I can tell you, I remember doing my first pro wrestling, like my class, and I thought I got in the car, and the next day I thought, holy Jesus, what happened to me? I felt like I've been dragged through a bush. And this is, you are literally practicing on mats. You're not even practicing on the ring floor, you know, and you are sore after that. So take your hats off to these guys who are doing this as actual professional jobs, because they will still, it is incredibly hard work.
Oh, agreed. I've always said this, and I always get hot when people always go, because it's the common trope, and people are not original, to put in the blunt of terms. It's like, yes, we know what we're watching is predetermined, but it's not fake. They literally...
Yeah, it's not fake. Yeah.
And I say that to everybody, and it's always the argument. The best argument I say is, okay, look, you like Game of Thrones, and Game of Thrones is a fantastic TV show. Made a lot of money, great seasons.
Yeah, of course.
But you do realize, like, there is no such thing as Jon Snow is not a real person, and Westeros is not a real place.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
But all right. And it's like when people like always talk about watching Friends back in the day, Matthew Perry, God rest his soul. It's like, you do realize, like, Friends is a great show. You're invested for the story, much like wrestling. But none of these characters are real. Like, Matthew Perry's name is not Chandler. Like,
exactly. And I think this is what people, like you say, like, of course it's not real. But with these guys, it is kind of real. Because, and I actually watched that. Did you watch that show, what's recently come out on Netflix? They have the guys talking in the background, where the commentator in the front has to tell them sometimes they have to be in time limit. They need to make sure this and this happens in the time. It's crazy. I never even saw all this. Like, I had no idea this was how strict they were. I just thought, oh, they just send them out there. It's all scripted. Go for it. But it's not. It's so much more. And things can go wrong. We've seen it all, you know. That's why you're not allowed to smash people over the head with chairs anymore. So, which is a shame. No, I don't want...
Okay, so the show that she's referring to, ladies and gentlemen, is WWE Unreal.
Yes, I am referring to wrestling. I'm not talking about just walking around smashing people over the head with chairs.
Oh my goodness. Well, you know, it was so funny, like in ECW back in the day in the 90s, when that was all the rage, the chair shots and wrestling in general. But then you learn about CTE. But I think a lot of people don't realize, like, the lifestyle and the attitude back in the 90s. If you didn't take an unprotected chair shot, they would consider you to be a pussy. Which
exactly. I'm all about the attitude era. Sorry.
Agreed. I agree. But yeah, the chair smacking over the head has not been. Okay. All right. We're going to go back to this since you just brought up the attitude era. Like, stuff that happened in the 90s and 2000s you can't do nowadays. Like when Val Venus everybody, for those that remember Val Venus, like got choppy your pee from Tie and Tie and Yamaguchi-san, because in the States, John Wayne Bobbitt got his penis chopped off.
Yeah.
And then you have like Triple H and Shawn Michaels with Edge and Randy Orton in 2006 talking about, Randy Orton's the most downloaded superstar in the World Wide Web, the whole wide world web. And then he goes, at least in the gay community. Like stuff in 2006 that they said there.
Say this anymore.
You can't say that now.
Like, honestly, like I because obviously, like, you can still watch some of the Attitude Era stuff. And, like, some of the things they say, you're like, if that got aired now, but I don't know, is it McMahon? He got the program.
Yeah.
He got absolutely roasted for the stuff he did. So, and I think, like, even now, like, if you look back at the Attitude Era, like the chairs or the stuff they used to say, you couldn't do that now. Oh, no way. Like, I think everybody, they'd be getting sued and the TVs would be getting turned off. Not by me, or you, but yeah.
Listen, I'm right there with you, because when I first, like obviously I knew of wrestling as a kid, but when I fully started getting into it was 2002. So this is like WCW and ECW are gone. Mm-hmm. It's just WWE. And if you look at the year 2002 and the storylines they had, we had HLA, Hot Lesbian Action. Yeah. We had the Billy and Chuck wedding. We had Triple H and Katie Vick, because Kane is a murderer and he's humping the dummy in the casket. And so you promoted gays, lesbians, and necrophilia in all 1 year.
Yeah. And could you imagine now?
No, oh God. I think the closest
get canceled.
I think the closest we have now is Juggalo Championship Wrestling, which is the Insane Clown Posse's promotion and all that now. And I mean, they have a wrestler called Cocaine, and it's spelled cocaine, and all these different people. So JCW is the closest we have.
We need to bring the Attitude Era back. Maybe we should be supporters of this.
Well, that's the thing too. But like when everybody would poo on, and I'll mention the ladies here, like when people would crap on the bra and panty stuff, mind you, sex appeal, and we have a lot of great ladies killing in wrestling now, but it was those women who did that so these women can walk. Like they had to go through all that, so we have all these women doing what they do now.
I feel like if we wouldn't have had them, we wouldn't be where we are now.
Agreed.
But a lot of bad things also happened because the rules and regulations weren't in place as how they are now. But if it wasn't for them kind of like years ago where it all started, we wouldn't have the great girls we are where we are now. So it's kind of like from bad, we kind of took the good things from it, right? And now it's become more controlled. The sexualizing is gone, all this kind of stuff. Yes, we dress the way we do. It's all show, right? It's the big boobs are pushed up. We have little outfits on or whatever. But I think behind the scenes, it's not like that sexualization is gone.
I always say this, look, we lived in a day and age where, like you mentioned, adding on to your point, because you make a great point here. Back in like 24 years ago, 25 years, we really didn't care, because nowadays we didn't have the age of, where cancel culture came in, and we weren't as PC as we were back in the day. We could get away with a lot more stuff. Like, for example, like Trish Stratus barking like a dog and getting on all fours for Vince McMahon. Like, you can't do that now. Like a woman barking like a dog. And WWE has covered up a lot of stuff. Like I remember, I don't know if you remember this cross promotion. This was in 2003, right before WrestleMania 19. Like WWE did a cross promotion with Girls Gone Wild and Joe Francis, and they had Tori Wilson and Lydia in a body contest and all that. Like like you can't find any footage of that anywhere unless you go on the internet or a forum site.
And
like
really search for it. Yeah.
Really search for it. But we've come a long way. We have
come a long way, and it's great. But again, like I think we have come a long way, but we've I don't know, like people just look at wrestling. Obviously, you see like Rhea Ripley. Of course, people think she's hot. Why wouldn't you? No one would notice her if she wouldn't look the way she did, I guess, right? She looks incredible. She stands out. Same as the other girls. They all have their own unique looks. And this what makes the whole show. It's a show. We're all meant to stand out. Every girl, man in this industry, whoever is doing the wrestling, if it's Dom or any in the adult industry or anything like that, we all stand out. And I think there's certain things, if you're walking around in small outfits, to some people, it is sexualizing. It's same as I used to do grid girl work. You know, the girls with the umbrella.
Yeah.
That doesn't really happen anymore. In the UK, it's very rare because it's like people were very much against it because it's sexualizing women. Now, if we agree to the work, I don't believe it should be cancelled because we've agreed to it. It's our job. It's the same with anything. We're not getting sexualized. We chose to do that career. So please stop saying that we're putting ourselves out there and it's unfair on us. We're not getting forced to do this work, you know? So that was our choice. So I do believe it's the same with wrestling. We choose to do this, you know? These outfits cost and look incredible. That they're work of art by themselves, you know? So I think we've come so far, like we keep talking about. Sorry, I'm going around in circles here. I just feel like so passionate about that. I feel like, yeah, people say we're sexualizing ourselves, but we're not. We're living our dreams. We're working the careers we want to do, you know, and we have come so far from what happened with all that showcase behind the scenes and people coming forward to where we are now. So I think, yeah, we're in 2026 and everybody should be allowed to do whatever you want, you know, yeah.
All right. So the other thing I do have to add, since you did mention Unreal, there is going to be a season 3 of that coming on Netflix very soon. I think they focus on the retirement of John Cena and behind the scenes of that. So that'll be season.
I'll have to watch that.
Well, it is very different when you're watching like Bobby Roode go to CM Punk. Here's the fucking deal. You're gonna win the title. You're gonna celebrate with it. Hey, you might even need to cry in that, but just show some emotion, and then this one's gonna come out. So you're explaining like, and the crowd's gonna fucking pop and everything, and it's like, whoa, they're really like going deep, and now we're gonna tell the story right here. Oh, it is something. Definitely something to watch.
I can't wait.
I'm just saying, like, the way that they really go into detail about how everything is, it's great.
It is definitely.
Oh, man. Well, I will say this, that is something great. First and foremost, I love your passion, and I overall love your enthusiasm, and you definitely add a lot. You're very welcome, and I definitely hope to see you do your thing at LFC Queen of the Cage. Folks, go out of your way. Round 1 is now. This one over here taking on the amazing Layla James. Get your votes in there. $5,000 cash prize, trip to Italy, LFC exposure. Boom, we in here. So a couple final questions before we close out. First and foremost, I'd love to have you back for round 2. I appreciate your time today.
Thank you so much. I hope I will be in round 2.
Right. Either way, you're welcome on my platform anytime. I got you. It's really a delight. You're so welcome. So a couple final questions here, because we touched upon a lot of great stuff here with wrestling and so many great different art forms, and really all of us as beings. So I always love asking this question. First question is a 2-parter. What are some of the things that you're grateful for within this life and what you've done within your art form thus far, wrestling or dom? And number 2, if you had any advice to give to anybody who wants to get in said field, what advice would you give them?
So first of all, I'm super grateful because I have met so many incredible humans within my industry. I am so lucky that I get to work with so many incredible humans, and every day I just meet more and more incredible people. I get to travel the world. I have been to so many places. This job has literally taught me so much too. It's very empowering. Yes, it can be tiring, but the empowerment you get and the community, I can't be more grateful for it. So yeah, the advice I would give is do whatever you want, live your dream, because we only live once, and I can guarantee you won't regret it. But you need to follow your dreams and I come from a background where I've worked in offices most of my life. I've always been in the community, but I took that step away and it was the best thing I've ever done. So don't be afraid, live your dreams, and yeah, just live it, live life, because you never know what's going to happen, so yeah.
Beautifully and eloquently said. Thank you so much for that response, because I think a lot of people definitely need to hear that, especially now. And I got to tell you, man, you are an absolute not only delight and vibrancy, but I got to tell you, I can't wait to see where your journey takes you next, because you are definitely doing a lot of great things.
Thank you so much.
You're very welcome. And before we close this out, you were a dynamo on social. I got to tell you, I was looking at some of the photos on Instagram. This one dressed like a sexy nun. We got the blood coming out of the mouth. It kind of reminds me of like Megan Fox and Jennifer's body. Like, come on now, man. You take some great imagery up in here.
Yes. I love. I shoot a lot because obviously I do a lot of photo shoots and stuff. Then I obviously work alongside my partner, which is Courtney Inked as well. So yeah, I'm sure you've seen some of the pictures with her because you mentioned her before. So yeah, honestly, I love doing my shoots. I love my work, and yeah, as you can see from my Instagram.
Bless you both, because you definitely both have great chemistry, and I can't wish you both nothing but love and happiness. You're so welcome. Like I said, where can we follow you on the Twitter and the gram? The floor is yours. Go right ahead.
So if you go on Instagram, it's littlegothbat_X, and on my Twitter, I just have to check. It's also littlegothbat_X. I have a new Twitter because mine got deleted. So yeah, just go and follow me on both socials, and you'll find my links to all my other stuff too. So
links will be in the description. Definitely worth the follow, because you definitely post a lot of great photos and videos, and it's definitely worth the follow. You're welcome. I also got to say this, when it comes to you like starting up a new Twitter and everything, what exactly do people consider community guidelines? Like, for real, with all the stuff that's out there, and some of the people I see unfortunately get deleted or have to start back up, I swear to God, it's craziness.
It's so crazy because it's silly things. My first Twitter, which had, God knows, I don't even know, I've had that since I started. And it just, I remember waking up to an email and going, yeah, you've been suspended. And I'm like, I don't even know what for. It said, because I had a tag where I said, oh, Berlin was amazing. And because you're not allowed to, so in the UK, we've got new rules. So they assume everything is to do with certain adult work. So as soon as they see something like that, they think you're involved in that. So they are shutting Twitters down for ridiculous. You can't say session. You can't post like certain pictures. I don't know what's going on. I think it's a lot of bots as well. So God knows what they're doing. I don't even know. Like, no one actually knows, I think. We're just all guessing on trying to not get flagged and be suspended. So
you almost want to like write back to them, I am not a bot. I am a real person. Like,
yeah. So I got reported because it said I'm using AI imagery. I'm like, I don't use any AI. I have never used AI on any of my pictures. So I have no idea what's going on. They flagged me for a lot of stuff that, like I said, where I've been in Berlin, and I posted a picture of like the presents I got from my work, from my clients. They flagged that. Apparently that's against rules and regulations. So yeah, I don't know what we're working with anymore. People are just getting suspended, and there's a lot of bots accounts as well. Like, I think, but I do think it's definitely getting harder and harder to just agree to to see what we're getting flagged for and what we cannot post. It's a guessing game for all of us, For example, I don't know if you've seen the picture where I've got the two guys on the chains.
Yeah.
I worry about that because I don't want them to think I'm doing something to do with anything bad. I'm like, no, these guys consented to this. This is consensual. I didn't just, pick some random men off and be like, you're coming with me now, But I think everybody's just fighting to try and keep their socials now because the rules and regulations are getting mental. They've just brought out new stuff in the UK as well. I don't know if it's just the UK, but for filming and content, you're not allowed to choke anymore. You're not allowed certain things because CNC, all this stuff, not allowed anymore. It's banned. You can literally get fined. So yeah. Illegal.
You know what it is too, and to add to your point, it's not like you're going out there like you to the dungeon. There's a consensual. You're not just pointing to the dungeon. No,
this is agreed. These guys or girls are signing consent forms. We can't just post someone. It's getting ridiculous. I think it's what we're fighting for now is getting harder and harder. And I think this is why it's, again, so great that we work in amazing communities, not just if you're a dom or whatever, just in general. And I think we all need to stick together, and fight against this because it's getting harder for everyone, I'm sorry, I don't know if we're allowed to talk about this, but porn, we can't even access unless you have an account. You can't even access it in the UK anymore.
First of all,
that doesn't make sense.
Don't even worry about talking about this because I've had this conversation about social media so many times, whether it be photo, a smidge of skin, or certain different things. Yeah. I'm just the rules and regulations now, I get it. They're trying to protect people, and I understand that wholeheartedly. We understand it, but it's just goddamn, to put in the bluntest of terms, it's what the hell can we do anymore? What can we do?
It's I'm even worried about, gym pictures if I'm in my shorts or something, because I'm oh God, I don't even show side butt or anything really, because the danger of that getting flagged for sexual content, it's but I'm not. You walk around in a bikini outside, so please explain to me what a picture, if you can't see anything, what's sexual about that? It's and it's flagging everyone. It's photographers, it's models, it's LFC. All our accounts are getting flagged all the time, and it's but we're not actually showing anything. We're closed. Some of my model pictures the other week kept getting flagged, and I've reported them. That's why the blue tick is now so important. Get that blue tick, guys, because it makes a difference. But yeah, it's just, I don't know. I don't even know what we're fighting for anymore. I think they're just taking the counts down because they feel like it. It's just getting pointless. So
it's almost at the point where, and I will say this, and I've said this on shows, I love what I do, much like you love what we do. I love that we're collaboratively collective on this. But it's at the end of the day, too, with how social media is, it's if I wasn't doing this, I probably wouldn't be on social media because everybody is just getting off of it just because of the horse shit that we have to deal with.
Yeah, I mean, to be fair, if I wouldn't do the job I do, I think I hate social media. I'm only on social media because we do the jobs we do. Otherwise, I just think, oh God, this is all drama. I don't want to be on this, because I'm sure same as me, we're doom scrolling, and I'm what am I doing? I don't even want to look at this shit, But
mostly this is all we do now.
Yeah. But honestly, I think, we just need to regarding accounts, I don't think anyone knows anymore. So
no, I will say this, little Gothbat. I will tell you straight up and down, like 6 o'clock, about this. You're talking to someone who didn't even have a MySpace when that was popular in 2000s, and I have nothing against MySpace, but I know
the best thing ever.
It was. I get it. I know, but you have to. The point I'm trying to make, besides the MySpace, yes, I know Tom and everything. I agree, but you're talking to someone who like didn't have his social media until like he was out of high school. So because it's too much drama. It's like, why are we doing more of this? We need to be more of this. Like why so much drama?
To be fair though, I think social media also does great things. Like I wouldn't meet some of these amazing humans. I wouldn't be able to connect with some of these guys who live across the world for me if we didn't have socials. So as much as sometimes I dislike social media and it can bring a lot of bad things, it's also done amazing things because we wouldn't be sitting here, So it's one of them. I think if you use it right, it's all good. If you use it to hurt people or be nasty, then just stay off it. Like go away, So I think social media is definitely a good tool to have, especially with the careers we all do. But it can also be used in bad ways. So just stay positive and stop being nasty to people. If you've got nothing good to say, then don't comment on our pictures.
Well, that is a plus. That I will say that we definitely got to do this, number one. But also number two, I got to say, when we're talking about like the dungeon and stuff, I'm going to use another character that is very popular in popular culture. Look at Maze from Lucifer. You're kind of like that episode where she's like, where Lucifer's trying to contact her and she's got the guys tied up in the back going, I said get naked. So think of it like
yes,
Maze.
Exactly. It sounds like my normal day at work.
And I mean, to use a Europop reference, like we mentioned Spice Girls and all that earlier, there was an artist by the name of Amber back in the day. For those who remember Amber, This Is Your Night, Dancing Free into the Morning Light. She had a song called Sexual, E-ba-dee-dee-da-dee-dee-da-dee. One of the lyrics was, he can't just be intellectual. The way I feel is sexual when you're next to me. Think of it like that. There's so many different ways to look at everything. I got to tell you, music and everything from the art form is absolutely wonderful. And if you guys want to check out this show and every other LFC pod, go to lfcfights.com for all your LFC needs, VIP section from Tommy Bell Art, Sketchy and Funny from all the LFC events, and go to lfcfight.com to vote for Queen of the Cage and get your votes in for this one over here and so many great women. Little Gothbat, do you have any final words to the LFC faithful and to the peeps?
I just want to thank everyone and thank you again for the opportunity. And I hope I get to go round 2. Keep voting for me. Thank you, everyone.
I feel the love, and the love is reciprocated. So as always, folks, much like my mindset, the name of this podcast, Beauty, Strength, and Dominance, the 3 key elements that make women the work of art that they are. And little Gothbat, I include you in those sentiments. Thank you so much for your time.
Thank you so much. Thank you.
Check this out. Check this out.
kick some